Hi, fifth grade astronomers. I made another little video to help explain the moon phases because as I was correcting your check for understandings yesterday, I saw that a lot of you were super confused about the moon phases, even after watching the Mystery Science. There were about half of you totally get it, had all the answers right, and about half of you were still really struggling, it looks. So I found this moon simulator, and I'm just going to explain it to you one more time. So what's happening is the Earth is rotating, and when this side of the Earth is facing the sun, we have daytime. And when this side of the Earth is facing away from the sun, we have nighttime. At the same time, the moon is orbiting around the Earth. And that's why we can see the moon sometimes in the daytime. Depending on where the moon is in its orbit, we see the moon sometimes in the daytime sky, and we also see it at night. If you look at the moon, you can see the sunlight is hitting one side. Half of the moon is always lit up, but we don't always see the lit up part from Earth. So right now, the sun is over here, the moon is in between the Earth and the sun, and if we were standing on the Earth, we would see this, the new moon phase. It would look all dark because all of that light is being reflected back towards the sun where we can't see it. Now, if I go to another moon phase, let's try waxing crescent, the moon looks like this. And if you can see, the sunlight is still hitting the moon, but here on Earth where we're standing, we only see this little part of the reflected light. If I go a little farther to first quarter, here's a first quarter moon. That's what it looks like. About half the moon is lit up. And you can see, if we're standing here on Earth, we see only this half. And that's why it looks that way. If I go a little farther in the moon's orbit, waxing gibbous, this is what the gibbous moon would look like. And you can see from here on Earth, where here I'm standing right here, I can see a much bigger part of the lit up part of the moon from the perspective of Earth. Go a little farther to the full moon, and it's over here. Now, a lot of you might think that, well, this should be an eclipse. I shouldn't see anything. And it's because this is not on the same plane. This orbit is actually tilted a little bit. So the moon would be a little bit above the Earth where you can see. And so it's kind of like a tilt like this. Sun, Earth, Moon. And so only once in a while does it line up perfectly to cause an eclipse. So most of the time we'll see a full moon which looks like this. All the light, we see the whole lit up side of the moon. Go a little further, and now we're going to start waning, which means the lit up part is going to get smaller. We can still see a big chunk of that lit up part, and it would look like this to us on Earth, the waning gibbous. I go a little farther, and I'm at the third quarter. So here I am standing on Earth, and I can see this part of the moon where the light is reflecting back to me. And then if I go just a little farther, I get to the waning crescent, only seeing this little part of the lit up moon. So it looks like this, and then goes back to the new moon. That actually takes 1 month, about 28 days to go all the way around, which is about the length of a month. If I just play it, you can see how this is happening. The moon is orbiting the Earth as the Earth rotates, and the Earth revolves around the sun as well. And so that's how we have our months, and that's why the phases of the moon change. You can see how the moon is changing a little bit every single night. I hope this helps clear it up for you and that you understand the phases of the moon now.